Hello and welcome to a Smurd P video, and this is something that I'll be honest with you, I never thought I would own. So back in 2023, and I specifically remember not slagging off, but giving a strong opinion why I wasn't happy with the Kickstarter 30th anniversary that was announced. And my biggest gripe, so they re-released the archive comics, which, let's be honest, they were from the 90s. They weren't up to, let's say for example, Boom Studios standard of comics that I had become accustomed to. And I think the only one that was probably, and don't get me wrong, I've read them, and they released the Chronicles book, which I probably was more interested in, because that was the Boom Studio individual graphic novels put into one book, which I kind of liked. And don't get me wrong, they could do another volume, probably another couple of volumes now, let's be honest. There's probably enough material out there. So one thing that was definitely sparked my delight out of this, so bear in mind, I brought the 30th anniversary comics. That was it. I think I spent, what, $50 or whatever on it. That was it for me as far as I was concerned. I was a happy chappy, and then they released them anyway, those books, earlier this year. So one of the things that caught my eye, definitely, so people who watch my videos probably know that I have two obsessions. One is issue 24, a prelude to Shattered Grid, and Steve Morris's connecting covers from, I'm going to say, issue 11 all the way to issue 24. So they've condensed it into a poster, I think 11 by something poster. So they've done that, and like I said, never thought I'd own it. However, there's been a seller on eBay who's been selling this for a reasonable price. I definitely didn't spend, in my mind, over the odds, although I suspect my wife may disagree with that statement. In my mind, I was quite comfortable with the amount that I was paying, for the fact that, you know, this hasn't been, as far as I'm concerned, released anywhere else, unless somebody comes and tells me, Paul, they've released an A1 of this. This seemed like the best way for me to get this poster in and achieve this. So, because the package that this came in was, I think, worth over, I think you had to pay over, what, $1,000, well over that, to even get this. I think it was one of those top tier ones. So without ado, I'm going to off camera take this out, and carefully I'm going to put it in the frame that I brought for it. Fingers crossed I've actually brought the right frame, and then hopefully I can show this to you. Okay, so firstly, apologies, I am doing this freehand. I am doing this not in my usual recording positioning, so you will see various parts of, well, my bedroom. But yeah, this is better than I imagined. So I will show up with the comics. You can imagine the comics is probably 3 times the size of this. So they've condensed it very beautifully down to suit this this poster size. And I think you could I would be lying if I didn't want them to do this bigger. For example, I would have loved this in A1 size. Imagine how that would look. That would have looked gorgeous. But I think that this does simply work really, really well, and it captures all the essence of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, from the beginning to the biggest villains, Zed and Rita, to the Green and White Ranger, Ninja, Alpha 5, Zordon, and the original Power Rangers there, to the second team there, and then down to the Megazords, and, you know, Rita Revolto and Scorpina and Goldar as well in big monster worlds. Now, I mean, you could argue that, oh, it would have been cool to see Goldar up here somewhere, a bit more of him, or maybe in a centerpiece there. That would have been cool, because you've already got Rita there, and, you know, maybe I'm just making a big deal of this. And also, it would have been cool to see maybe some season 3 monsters. But you got Eye Guy, you've got Piranha, you've got Pudgy Pig, Nimrod, and then you've got some of the best Megazords, so Ninja, Mighty Morphin, Shogun, Tiger, Sword, Titanus, and Tor, all there. And then obviously you've got the Thunder Megazord in the middle as well. That must have been just before he was defeated. So it is a very, very beautiful piece. And, you know, like I said, there's a reason why I like this piece so much. So I am going to go set up those comics so we can see them side to side before I wrap up this video very quickly. Okay, so I'm actually standing on the edge of my bed, very careful, hoping that I do not fall off, because that would be a disastrous thing as a collector. But I wanted to show you the big difference in terms of height. Now, I had considered perhaps trying to get a frame that would fit this square footage of comics. So, but you can see how big it is. 9 comics. Sorry, not 9 comics, 12 comics in total. Have I done my maths right? 12 comics? Yeah, I think 12 comics. But, you know, it just looks absolutely amazing. You can see how well they have done in terms of taking this beautiful artwork from Steve Morris. I'm sorry, the light's not how I would like it. And then, obviously, condense it quite beautifully into this beautiful poster, which, like I said, I think, you know, it could be bigger. And maybe considering the price that was originally asked of backers of Kickstarter, maybe they should have done better. Maybe they should have aimed for that A1 size, because, but then again, is it because of the length is lengthy and the width is not so width? Maybe if it was 4 comics, you know, connecting along, maybe it wouldn't have been such a perhaps a big problem in terms of them trying to get that length compared to the width. Anyway, I'm glad to have this, really happy to have this in my collection finally. I hope you like my video. If you do, please do support my channel by subscribing. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. Really appreciate you a great deal. And look after yourself, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.